What the was that?
James, it's Valtteri.
There's something loose between my legs.
You mean like forever?
I don't know.
Tripping major nutsack.
Come on! No more radio for the rest of the race.
Hello everyone and welcome along to the Reserve Drivers 2021 season review as we look back on the triumphs.
Ocon wins the Hungarian Grand Prix! It's McLaren and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix! Max Verstappen is champion of the world!
And the tragedies.
Good evening, thank you for joining us in the cheap seat. That is a cheap shot. That is an absolute cheap shot from you. I'm Tim McDonald, this man's Luke Rocker.
Oh, Tim, it feels good to be back. It feels like there's a bit of dusty down here, Taylor. I'm getting a bit of a hay fever going on.
This is our first episode in months.
Your patience has been rewarded.
Certainly has.
Before we get started, I want to say I've missed you. Because you're a good man. You're a great man. And because
he is a man with clear values.
you're a man with clear values, and it's good to benefit from those values once again.
Very interesting look from Toto Wolff there. Nothing says we're innocent like dressing up like a Bond villain, does it, Luke? But it is great to be back. We're going to be looking back on the full 2021 season. So as you've done all year, hit us up in the comments below.
One of them is a no-brainer, the other one's a completely moronic choice.
Well, we should say a massive thank you to our fill-in hosts who filled in for us throughout the season.
What's your ultimate pizza topping? Spicy salami, probably. Pretty extreme.
You and I are still striving for that chemistry.
They captured our awkward banter really, really well. This is our end of season review.
Well, I actually was second-guessing coming today under protest. I didn't think I would turn up because of my dignity and my values too.
Looky boy, an amazing championship season. Your highlight from 2021?
If I had to pick one...
Oh, like, mate, to wee in your own, like a pair of, sitting upright with your clothes on.
To wee upright with your clothes on.
Don't knock it until you've tried it, Timmy.
But look, the season came down to the big heavyweight title fighters.
Hamilton struggling in the dirty air. Verstappen still pumping in personal best. Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. I mean, he was the man to beat. He was the man. The battle between him and Owen Wilson, that was the championship battle for
And that's
mine.
been going on for years.
Well, the championship all came down to the last race, to the last lap, and this incredible last lap move.
Is Verstappen far enough back? He's going to make the lunge down the inside. Oh, what has happened? We need to know who's going to come out in front.
Of course, Max Verstappen won the championship. So who better to talk to than...
How did you feel about this Grand Prix?
It's such an amazing Grand Prix.
An amazing Grand Prix. An amazing Grand Prix season, Lukey boy. Well done to Max and Serena.
Well, should we talk about it? What did you think of the epic ending, the controversial ending?
Well, it was a very controversial ending.
So, Michael Massey, did he unjustly give Max Verstappen the win?
Or are you Dutch? Where do you stand? It's a complex one. Let us know in the comments below.
That's going to be a fiery comment section.
Max and Lewis, Lukey boy, the big championship battle. So much has been said about it. So much has been written. I think the man who summed it up best, Simon Lazenby.
Well, there we go. Ding dong.
Ding dong. Ding dong.
I mean, it's the most historic Formula One battle of all time, and it's been reduced to 2 words.
Well, Johnny Herbert managed to reduce it, not to words at all, but to trousers.
For sure, because I think the French one is going to be mighty tight.
Not as tight as Johnny's trousers. That is how tight this season was, Lukey boy. As tight as a Herbert moose knuckle.
Is that a cocktail?
I don't want any of it because I'm afraid I might piss myself, like Mark Webber. Simon Lazenby got it to 2 words. Johnny Herbert got it to no words. Mark Webber, he got it to a scream.
We're underway. Lights out. And Perez immediately jumps across. Lewis Hamilton's going to get the lead. Lewis Hamilton takes it away, but he locks up and he's lost it.
I think Mark Webber had locked up, if you know what I mean.
But he locks up and he's lost it.
Big ups to Max. Won the championship, a big childhood dream of his.
And not the only dream he had this year.
And, Lewis was also there, but at one point these yellow sausages were there. So, yeah, then I saw Lewis had to go over them.
Not one of his better dreams with the yellow with
I
the
don't
yellow
think that's going to make a nursery rhyme.
Actually, can we just go back to Johnny Herbert's yellow sausage? Because
no, let's not do that. No, let's
We
not
don't
do
have
that.
Well, Max Verstappen had a championship dream. By the looks of this footage, Helmut Marko had a championship wet dream. There he is on the podium.
That has lived in my head rent-free.
No champagne involved. I believe he's just done a Mark Webber.
If that's him after Max won a podium, I'd hate to see him after Max won the championship. Ooh.
Have we got that footage?
No.
Congratulations to Max. Commiserations to Lewis. Almost had his 8th World Championship. And look, he missed out by such a fine margin.
The average penis size of a beaver.
Such fine margins that Lewis missed out on in the end.
They say Formula One is a game of beaver inches, don't they? Lewis, he handled the loss well, didn't he? With dignity like a champion. And I've actually got footage of him post-race dealing with the crushing defeat.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Such grace, such dignity. And look, Lewis has still got time for his fans. Always makes time for the supporters. No, I'm fine. I am fine. I think that guy was just offering him a championship, and he said he was fine. So
Toto Wolff was not happy with the stewards' ruling, with Michael Massey's ruling. He did release that haunting video, and I had a listen, I had a watch, and it was scary.
That you start to question
the audio.
if all the work that you have been putting in, all the sweat, tears, and blood.
Is that a protest or a conceptual album? I'm not sure what Yoko Wolf is doing there. That is very bizarre. Well, look, the championship got away from Mercedes in the end, Lukey boy. And I think it might be because they weren't quite as focused as they should be.
Just a glance at the side pod there, and you'll see a rather sexy-looking bulge.
I'm not sure they were entirely focused. And I believe Johnny Herbert is just out of shot. Have we got that footage?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was technical director Andrew Shovlin.
I will correct you because you are wrong. That is James Allison from Mercedes.
Okay. But he was a regular friend on the show, something that you...
So much so that we don't even remember his name. An absolute friend of the show. But James Allison, Andrew Shovlin, James Faust, they're all hugely popular friends of the show for one segment in particular.
It's a reserve drivers classic. Please enjoy the year's worth of 50 Shades of Mercedes.
Valtteri was finding it hard.
In that damp and slippery start.
Lewis was actually very happy coming out of the tunnel. It's a very sensitive area.
Honestly, you didn't need the software to know how tight it was.
It didn't go in the first time he requested it.
He went back in, loosened the nut.
And this is what our nuts look like.
And the subsequent mess of that. As long as it's full of carbs and fat, I'll get it down my throat.
I was watching the FIA prize-giving ceremony.
2 hours, no laughs. Does it remind you of anything?
Too close to home there.
What we call segment 1.
And wouldn't you know it, there was a special guest. It was Jean Todt.
Jean Todt, friend of the show.
Big friend.
Who pops up like a mole in our segment, Spot the Tot. He's the outgoing FIA president.
Bit of a rocky start to the interview, though.
Now, Jean.
Not even sitting down.
Max Verstappen. FIA Formula One World Champion. Just give us your thoughts.
Can you repeat the question?
Just
bit too much time standing, not enough time listening.
No one was better as the chair of the FIA than the man who refused to even sit in the chair, Jean Todt. We'll miss you a lot, Jean Todt.
Timothy, something I really enjoyed throughout the year.
Taking 8 months off. You really enjoyed it, Leaky Boy, and in fact the viewers really enjoyed it.
Hey, listen, I've got a good tan going on here. Now, what I really loved was in the driver press conferences, they added a new dimension, and that was cute little questions from children in the nation that we were having the races in.
Or, as we like to call it,
F1 drivers immediately shutting down cute kid questions.
One of our favourite segments this year.
Before we look back at some of the classics, I have an entry from Abu Dhabi. This is sweet little Nicole.
My name is Nicole Saldana and I'm from Noor Anglia School, Dubai. And my question is, did you become who you dreamt to be when you were younger?
Dreams, reaching those dreams. She's
not Max Verstappen's dream with the sausages, because that lost me.
She's a sweet soul looking to her idols to tell her that you will achieve your dreams. Sebastian Vettel had other ideas.
I don't know. It depends on when. So at some point I wanted to become like Michael Jackson, so I failed. At some point I wanted to become like Michael Jordan. I failed. And at some point I wanted to become like Michael Schumacher. So I also failed.
But never give up, Nicole. Never give up. But there have been some wonderful, cute kid questions that have gone absolutely ignored this year.
If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
Kimi?
Luckily, I've never been put in a position, so I have no idea.
If you had 3 wishes from the genie, what would they be?
If I'm really honest, I have pretty much everything I've ever wanted, so I think...
While going at this incredible speed, can you feel your fans cheering you on?
We cannot hear them, that's for sure.
That was F1 drivers immediately shutting down cute kid questions.
Well, like a podcast that ran out of segments, it's time for the best of...
Like a fruit machine at an arcade.
Like Pavlov's dog. Like a ferret in surgery. Like the inside of a ball of mozzarella cheese.
Like an octopus. Fighting an octopus.
Almost like asking a goat to remain within jabbing distance of a T-Rex. What's the old phrase, Crofty?
I've got balls, but none of them is crystals.
Like a caged tiger. It's like a quiet boy.
Like a whale.
Like he's got razor blades on his elbows.
Metaphorically, doesn't he?
Metaphormula 1. Some amazing on-track action, Licky Boy, and some even better off-track metaphors. Enjoy.
Like a couple of heavyweights. Like a bag of rusty nails. Like comparing burgers to bananas.
Like an octopus.
Like the arms of a T-Rex.
Like a lion. Like the hind legs of a donkey.
It's like a bizarre Formula 1 version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
He's like a balsamic vinegar, isn't he?
I mean, that's a bit like saying eat a steak without a knife.
As easy as ordering some tomato bread.
Like a strange mix of mashed potato.
He's like Dodgems.
Like a roller coaster.
Like he's entering a multi-storey car park.
Like I was sucking on helium. Persian carpet.
The Emperors of Rome.
Crocodile Dundee.
Belly dancing.
Mr. Bunny.
Tapas.
Laying down in the bath, looking over the taps through a letterbox. And that's about it.
What an amazing season. So many talking points.
Look, sometimes I'm a little bit lost for words.
But no one was lost for words more this year than Paul di Resta.
Paul di Resta. Oh, I don't think we're hearing you, Paul.
What can you tell us, Paul?
I can't tell you anything.
Paul di Resta, have you got something for us?
No, nothing.
Paul di Resta.
Just something I've been thinking about here, Crofty.
2 seconds, Paul. Well, just before we get going again, Paul di Resta very quickly. Paul di Resta. I don't think we can hear you, Paul. Is your mic on? Try again. That's it.
I was just going to say this could be it.
One man leaving Mercedes at the end of the season, Licky Boy, Valtteri Bottas.
He was there for a while and he gave them everything.
And so many incredible Valtteri Mercedes highlights. Sorry, we will find some
them
highlights
somewhere. Now, Tim, one thing I discovered throughout the year was that you have a obsession, nay, fascination with Jenson Button.
I love Jenson Button, the commentator, Licky Boy. It's less commentary, more agreeing.
He's now just 3.5 seconds behind Perez.
He is.
Perez seems to have picked up the pace for Red Bull too.
He has.
It is only going to get drier between now and the checkered flag.
It is.
It will help preserve the tyres.
It will.
There'll be a whole stampede into the pits.
There will.
And it needs proper, full concentration, JB.
It does. Yeah, totally. I totally agree.
Call me old-fashioned, but there's one thing I like to see of a race weekend. It's a 10-foot boom pole. 10-foot boom pole contender of the year. Did we see some extended boom poles this year? Oh, it goes on and on. Off he goes.
Look at that. That is an enormous boom pole.
We had to crash out. Sorry. I do, yes.
Loves a long stick. Simon Lazenby loves a long stick.
Confirmed.
It's the International
That
Court
is-
of Appeal, and I was musing
Oh,
to
what is
myself.
that?
I think that's a strap-on boom pole.
Thank you for joining us.
He's covered in boom poles, if you know what I mean.
Can you stop saying if you know what I mean?
We've got a little prop fin here.
What?
So we can attach this to his
What
waist.
is that?
Okay, hold on.
What is that?
Hold on.
Now, what does that remind us of?
My penis.
Exactly.
This just goes to prove that 10-foot boom poles aren't for everyone. Leave it to us.
2021, what a season. Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, but in the end, it was all about one man and one man only, Nico Vlogsberg.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Also in the show Die Höhle der Löwen, the German Shark Tank. And my latest investment, cricket flour, the superfood.
I mean, judging by his lips, he's had an allergic reaction to the cricket flour.
Ow, 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 ow.
He's chopping his own fingers off.
Lots of B12, more than fish. Lots of iron, more than broccoli.
Lots of iron. Lots of iron.
This is awesome. This
What?
is amazing. And then how the hell am I going to film it?
I know where this is going.
I know where that GoPro's been.
So we're going to try and get you some new angles on this thing.
That's the last GoPro I'd be putting in my mouth, Licky
Okay,
boy.
how many orifices can he get a GoPro in?
I mean, he's got a GoPro right in his deherbited 11, which is where you don't want a GoPro.
If we're going to seriously talk about highlights of the year, we can't go past this. Hey? Do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh?
good stuff.
I love a fist bump, but not as much as Zach Brown from McLaren.
It's always.
Deal. That one was a punch by the end of it, Leggy boy. So much so that the poor driver, he had to show his hands to the camera at the end. He was even comparing his injuries with other drivers.
But if I can be Zach Brown's fist for a moment, sounds a bit odd.
We're going to cut that clip there. We're going to cut that
Let's
clip
stop.
there.
Tim, it wasn't all lowlights. Here are the reserve drivers.
There was one big highlight from our 2021 season.
When we sent ripples throughout the F1 world.
And we made it into Formula One qualifying for a very important cause.
Homage au fromage, a segment devoted to all the cheese references that are flowing in during F1 coverage.
And we heard a beauty during qualifying.
But Crofty, who will be making a right mozzarella of their qualifying today, and who will have it perfect as a perfect piece of parmesan?
Some wonderful cheese mentions from Ted.
That is quintessential homage au fromage.
Well, Ted wasn't done.
Never mind. Nice bit of pecorino. Forgot the pecorino there.
That's 3 cheeses in 3 sentences.
Never forget the pecorino.
But it gets even better. Hold on. This was David Croft in Q1 of qualifying in Imola.
3 very early candidates for homage to fromage.
We did it, baby! We're in F1 qualifying.
Come here!
They said we couldn't do it.
They said we shouldn't do it, Lucky Boy. We've been in Drive to Survive. We're now in qualifying.
You know, Tim, when we started this all those many moons ago...
What, this episode? Feels like it.
To think that we would have been brought up in a qualifying session, and not to do with racing.
No.
Not to do with notoriety.
No.
To do with cheese.
Pecorino. Mozzarella.
As far as I'm concerned, mic down. We've done it.
That's it.
We're hanging up. And on that note, Tim, that's it.
That's it for the reserve drivers in 2021.
Is that it? Oh, right, that is it.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your likes, comments, and subscribes in 2021.
Even the hateful ones. Lost a bit of sleep over them, but I'm still kicking.
We love them all, and we appreciate all members of the reserve drivers community.
We will see you all in 2022.
But for the final time this year, let's give the last word of 2021 to this man.
Next, please, Sandor Messaros from Autosport S Formula magazine. Sandor, you are on mute, I think. We can't hear you, Sandor. No. No, still nothing. Do we have anyone else? Oh.